This conference will now be recorded.
So what we were discussing yesterday was credit management. We understood that credit management is a functionality in SAP which allows us to provide the credit limit to the customer so that whenever a customer is giving us order, system will check whether the sufficient credit is available for this customer or not. If the credit is available, system will allow you to process that sales order. If the credit is not available, then system will behave as per the way we configure it. Okay, so we can tell the system to give a warning message, we can tell the system to throw an error message, or we can tell the system that, okay, no problem, continue with the order, but block the delivery. Okay, so order will be allowed, but we will not be able to deliver the material to the customer till the time we are not unblocking the delivery, right? So those are the configurations that we will see today, how to configure the credit management in SAP S/4HANA. We also understood that in ECC, there were two ways in which credit management can be performed. Number one is the old credit management, which was part of SD, and second is the new credit management, which was part of FSCM credit management. So the SD credit management, since it was an old functionality, it was allowing you basic features. But if you want to use the advanced features, for example, if you want to automatically calculate the score of the customer, if you want to automatically calculate the credit limit of the customer, in that case, you have to use FSCM credit management. Now in SAP S/4HANA, SAP has discarded the SD credit management, which is no more available. So whatever configurations earlier, as I told you, the in ECC, if you go to SPRO, IMG, and if you try to go to sales and distribution, master data, sorry, in the basic functions, here you will be able to see the credit management component. Okay, although it is showing here, it is just a document. Let me see if I'm able to show you in ECC also. Let me see if my password works here. Mm, no, I don't have the access. No problem. I'll show you. In ECC, you will be able to see there is a folder here, credit management, and you can do a lot of configurations from here itself. But now, since we are in S/4HANA, that even the configuration is no more available, and you can see the document is available. If you click on this document, it will just tell you that if you want to use credit management, it is only available with FSCM credit management. This old functionality is no more available. Okay, even if you, this was the configuration node, if you want to set up the master data, if you want to enter the credit limit of the customer, then there was a transaction FD32. Okay, this was a transaction where you were able to enter the customer credit control area and you were able to enter the limit, how much limit you want to give to the customer. Even that transaction doesn't exist because this functionality is not available anymore in SAP S/4HANA. Right, so what is available now? The only way to perform the credit management in SAP S4 is using FSCM credit management. And since in FSCM credit management there are additional benefits, okay, additional benefits in terms of automatic calculation of score, automatic calculation of limits, even integration with the credit rating agencies from where you can get their scores and all. If that is a requirement of a customer, if they want to go with full-fledged FSCM credit management, in that case, you have to involve the FSCM expert. Okay, as a SD consultant, normally you are not responsible to go to that level. Okay, basic credit management, the check should be performed at the time of sales order and all. That can be handled by you, but otherwise, if the advanced features are required, then definitely you have to involve FSCM consultant. Okay, so for configuration, you will go to SPRO. Obviously, for all the configurations, we go to SPRO only. In SPRO, the first thing that you need to do is you need to set up the credit control area. Okay, similar to sales organization, if you want to use SD module, you need a sales organization. If you want to use module, you need a plant, you need a purchase organization. If you want to use FI, you need a company code. If you want to work on controlling module, you need a controlling area. Similarly, if you want to use credit management, then you have to create credit control area. Without credit control area, you will not be able to perform credit management. Okay, so it is also part of enterprise structure. You will go to definition. Within definition, you will go to financial accounting. In financial accounting, you will be able to see credit control area. Okay, you have to open this credit control area from here. Okay, and then you have to create a new credit control area. Okay, you can assign the same credit control area to multiple company codes. Okay, or you can create separate separate credit control area for each company code. So it is up to you. Okay, let me click on new entries. If I go to credit control area, I have to provide some 4-digit code. So I will be providing the same code that I provided to my company code, or maybe I can provide the same code which I provided to my sales org. Or if I want, I can create some other code which is not relevant to company code and the sales organization, but I have to assign this credit control area to my company code as a next step. Okay. Now, whenever you are going to enter the credit limit of a customer, in which currency are you going to enter the credit limit? Okay, that is your credit control area currency, right? So, for example, if you want to give the credit limit to the customers in INR, you will be entering INR. If you want to give the credit limit to your customers in USD, you will be entering USD. Since we are using it for India, we have created the company code as India. That is the reason we are using currency INR. Otherwise, depending upon the customer requirements, you can enter the currency that you want. Okay. Then comes this update. In this update, it will show you this 4 options. No update from SD. If you go with no update from SD, then the credit management will not be active from the SD side. This credit management will only work for financial postings. Right? If you want to activate credit management for SD, then you have to use either this, or this. Okay, 12, 15, or 18. So as of now, I am selecting 12, but later on I will explain you why I selected 12, why I have not selected 15 or 18. Okay, I'll come to this topic. Then you have the fiscal year variant. If you remember, this one we activated at the time of company code creation. Even in company codes, we need to assign the fiscal year variant. So if you are following Jan to December, you will go for K4. Okay, or you have to check this with your FI counterpart. Okay, what exactly they are using? Are they using April to March, or they are using Jan to December? Normally, this should be same as your company code. So if you want, you can go to transaction OBY6, which is a financial transaction, to check the settings for a company code. So you will go to this transaction. Slow here again. Just 1 minute. Are you also facing this slowness in the system from last 1 or 2 days? Okay, if I enter the company code, it became too slow. My voice is clear, right?
Yes, voice
Yes.
is very much clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Even screen distortion is also not there.
Okay. So yeah, you can see this company code is assigned to fiscal year variant RE. Okay, so whatever fiscal year variant is assigned to your company code, normally, if you are creating the credit control area same as company code, then the fiscal year variant also should be same. So you can specify RE here. Okay, which is April to March. Okay, and then these are no more required. Okay, they were required because of the old functionalities. This risk category, credit limit, reporting group, it will not make any difference whether you provide the values here or not. because this was related to the old SD credit management functionality. Okay, once you enter here all this information, just click on enter or just try to click on save. Okay, so there is no further information that needs to be entered. You just need to click on save and this credit control area will be created. So this is the first step that you need to do. So once the credit control area is created, you can provide the description. You can tell the system this is credit control area for RECH. Okay, just come out of this. And now let me close this financial accounting. Let's close this definition because all the other configurations you are going to do directly within FSCM node, within financial supply chain management node. Okay, so if you go to financial supply chain management, you will be able to see there is a folder called as credit management. Okay, so this is a component that we are going to work. And again, as I told you, out of this component, hardly 25 to 30% comes under SD. All the other things are related to FI, FSCM. Okay, so based on how you want to set up, what you want to set up, you will configure this solution. So I'll go to credit management. In this credit management, you will be able to see two folders. First, open this credit risk monitoring. There are few areas that you need to set up here, and then you need to go to the second folder. So within credit risk monitoring, click on the master data and you will be able to see create credit segments. Okay, this create credit segment is mandatory. You have to create the same credit segment as you created for credit control area. I will tell you what exactly it is, but first let me try to create the same credit segment. So this is my credit name I want to give, credit segment for RECH. Again the currency, it is asking you which currency. So it should be again the same currency of your credit control area. And it will ask you for exchange rate type. Normally this exchange rate type is M, standard translation average rate. Most of the time you will be need to enter here M. Okay, and this one is fine. You can go with on segment level only. I'll explain you what is the purpose of this one. So in short, credit segment, name, currency, and exchange rate type. These are the things that you need to maintain here. Now, what do you mean by credit segment? See, what happens is, as I told you, if I talk from the ECC point of view, let's assume I have 10 companies. If I have two companies, let's not complicate it. Let's create two companies. So let's assume I have two company codes. This is my company code 1. Okay. And this is my company code. Sorry, just one. So this is my company code 2. This is my company code 2. Now let's assume I have company code 1, company code 2. I have a common customer. Okay, customer number A, who is dealing with company code 1 also, who is buying some material from company code 1 also and company code 2 also. So if I want to give him the credit limit of 10,000, okay, so system will consider this 10,000 including both the company codes. So together, if he's buying the material from here and here also, together the credit limit would be how much? 10,000. So it may happen that he's buying all the material from here, or he's buying the material from here, or he's buying some material from here, some material from here, but ultimately the limit would be the common limit if I'm creating a common controlling area, common credit control area. Okay, so what I'll do, if I want to keep the common limit, then I will be assigning to single credit control area. I can create one credit control area and I'll tell the system that credit control area will be assigned to company code 1 as well as company code 2. Okay, or if I don't have this requirement, if I want to have a credit limit separately for company code 1 and company code 2, Then I will create two separate credit control areas, and I will assign credit control area 1 to company code 1 and credit control area 2 to company code 2. So it totally depends upon at what level you want to define the credit. Are you going to define the credit at company code level, or you want to define the credit at the group of company codes level? Okay, so it may happen that credit control area 1 is taking care of company code 1 and company code 2. And then there is credit control area 2, which is taking care of company code 3 and company code 4. Okay, so you can assign as many number of company codes you want to assign to the credit control area, or you can create 1:1 credit control area if you want to have a separate credit limit per company code. Is this clear now why there is a credit control area? What is the purpose of credit control area? If I want to provide the credit limit above the company code level, which means multiple company codes can share the credit limit, in that case only I need to assign the credit control area to the company codes. Okay, but this is mandatory. Even if you want to assign 1:1, then also you have to create credit control area. Without creating it, you will not be able to use credit management. Any questions till now? Is it clear?
So credit control is upper level of company code, right? So that means
Exactly. You can see this is upper level. One credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes.
okay, okay. So sir, sales, okay, then hierarchies come down. Okay, fine, so fine.
Yeah, sales organization will come below company code.
Yes, yes, understood.
Multiple sales organizations assigned to one company code, multiple company codes assigned to one credit control area, which means multiple sales organizations are sharing the same credit control area. Okay, I'll
So
show
it
you the
will be
assignment.
defined by, yeah, geographical, it will be assigned or its level of something like that.
It depends. It depends upon the company. So there is no fixed logic here. Like at what level you want to create a credit control area. It totally depends upon the customer's requirement. At what level they are providing the common credit. Sometimes it may be at the group level. So all the company codes will be following the same credit control area, because whatever credit you are giving to the customer, that is at the group level.
Okay, sir.
So this was there in ECC. In ECC, if you are using SAP SD, the top node in credit management was credit control area. Okay, but now see in ECC we were maintaining the credit limit at this transaction, the transaction where we are getting the error. If I go to FD32, see this was allowing me to enter the limit for a customer at the credit control area level. Right, so whatever limit I will be assigning to the credit control area, it will be consumed by all the dependent company codes. But if you see now, which is a new transaction to maintain the credit limit in S4? BP, right? Yesterday we discussed. Now the credit limit will be assigned at the BP level in the BP master data. So if I go to my customer and if I open a particular customer, okay, and then if I want to provide the credit limit, I have to go to this role, which is UKM000. And here in credit segment data, see, I am assigning the limit, but this limit is assigned at what level? Am I able to see the credit control area here? Is it allowing me the old way in ECC, in SD credit management? What was happening? We were able to give the credit limit at credit control area level. Here, what is happening? At what level we are providing the credit limit? You can see this credit segment. There is no credit control area. So to this particular customer, I am assigning the credit limit at credit segment level. So for different credit segments, I can have a different credit limit. So I can tell the system for credit segment FSCM, I have this much limit. Okay, for another credit segment, I have another limit. So what is happening here? There is no option of credit control area, right? So what is the difference? What is the major difference in SAP FSCM credit management? There is one more node above the credit control area, which is credit segment. So the top node in FSCM credit management is not credit control area. The top node is credit segment. So one credit segment can be assigned to multiple credit control areas. One credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes. One company code can be assigned to multiple sales organizations. Okay, and that is the reason if I am providing the limit here, if I provide the limit of the customer is 10,000 here, then even if I have two controlling areas, two credit control areas, let's create this structure. So what I'm doing is, let's assume this is my credit control area, this is my credit control area 2. Okay, and within this credit control area 1, I have company code 1, I have company code 2. Okay, and maybe within credit control area 2, I have company code 3 and I have company code 4. Right, and obviously within the company code you already know we can have the different sales organizations. So if I provided the limit at this level, what will happen is if a customer is asking me the order here at 2000, so the first order came for company code 1, second order example came for company code 2, 3000. Okay, just as an example, let's assume it was 3000. Then for company code 3, okay, the order was 4500. Okay, and now this customer is giving the order at company code 4 for 1000. What do you think? The system should accept this order or it should give the warning, error, or block the order? So what is happening here? This 2000 for company code 1, 3000 for company code 2. Total for credit control area how much? 5000 is already utilized. Credit control area 2, 4500 is already utilized. And now customer is giving this order. Is it within limit or outside limit?
Outside.
Right.
Outside limit, and like whether it has to give warning or error, it depends on how we configure, isn't it?
Exactly. It depends upon the configuration, how we configure the system. Either it will give the warning, or it will give the error, or it will block the delivery. These are the only three options. Either warning or error or block the delivery. Right. So what is happening here? Because I have a common credit segment, that is the reason this is possible. If I assign credit segment individually to one company code, then for each company code I'll be getting the separate limit. So that is a basic difference. Why I'm creating a common credit segment? If I want to club multiple credit control areas, and within credit control areas, if I want to club multiple company codes, within company codes, I want to club multiple sales organizations. If I want 1:1, then I can simply create that many number of credit segments. Okay, so for each company code, I can create an independent credit segment, independent credit control area. Okay, you got this point now? So what is the top node? Top node is credit segment. Within a credit segment, we can have credit control area. Within a credit control area, we can have company codes, and within company codes, we have the sales org. Okay, so that is the reason we need to create this credit segment also. In our case, because we have only one company code, I am creating everything as it is. But if you want, you can create this one. In this one, you can assign two credit control areas, and then you can assign multiple company codes. Maybe when you are doing the project, you can try this scenario. You create one credit segment, you create two separate credit control areas, and within the credit control area, you can have one or multiple company codes. Okay, clear?
Hello,
Okay.
Vikram.
Yes.
So I see when you show the BP customer where you are able to change the credit segment from there are three options. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you are able to change from main to FSCM, correct? Main credit segment. So as per the understanding, it's like higher entity, and the customer is kind of floor entity which is comes under one sales organization, correct? And how is this possible that we are able to maintain multiple credit segments for one sales org?
No, Akshay. See, the thing is, first of all, let me show you here.
Because
You are saying,
sales org comes under one company code. That's why I got confused there.
Akshay, you are saying that if I have company code 1 and within company code 1, if I have sales organization 1, for a single sales organization, how can I maintain multiple credit segments?
Correct. Because it's
That is not required. That is not
huh?
required. See what will happen. What will happen? Let me show you. So this is my credit segment 1.
Correct.
Let me take the example of credit segment 2 here itself. Now let's assume. Okay, now I'm changing the scenario. So let's assume you have two credit segments. Credit segment 1 is assigned to this credit control area and credit segment 2 is assigned to this credit control area. In credit control area 1, you have company code 1, you have company code 2. In credit control area 2, you have company code 3, company code 4. Within this company code 1, you have sales organization 1. So for your sales organization, credit segment 2 has nothing to do. It would be only credit segment 1 which will be verified at the time of sales order.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
your sales organization is only linked to credit segment 1. Although I can use the same customer for multiple sales organizations. I can use the same customer in company code 1 also, company code 3 also.
Okay.
So whenever this
So
customer is buying the material from this sales org, then the limit will be checked at the credit segment 2 level. If a customer is buying the material from this particular hierarchy, then the credit will be checked at this credit segment level.
okay. Okay. So same customer can have different credit segment, but depend on the credit segment, the sales organization, company code, and credit control will get defined.
Exactly. Whenever you are creating the sales order, in the sales order, you will be entering the sales org. And based on that
Correct.
sales org system, determine the credit should be checked from segment 1 or credit should be checked from segment 2.
Okay. 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 Got it. Got it. It was a bit confusing there while seeing the sales sorry, customer, but now I got it.
Here now, everyone is clear with this now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Mr. Vikram, can you show me that Word document again, please?
Yes.
Here, for one credit control area, we can't have multiple credit segments. That is logical, right?
That is logical. One credit segment may consist of multiple credit control areas, but one credit
But
control
not
area will be assigned to multiple credit segments.
yes, that is
This is a
okay.
parent-child hierarchy. So one parent,
Okay.
multiple child. But it is not possible one child with multiple parents. That is not possible.
Okay. So, like, if I am dealing with multiple materials, like if I am getting more credit limit for a specific product range, I can also give more credit to the specific product. If I have another product where I am also getting less credit limit from my supplier, I can't give much credit on this product range. Such
No, it is
scenario
not.
is possible.
No,
That is
Nagesh,
not
that
possible, right?
is not possible. It is not based on the product. It is based on the overall credit limit.
Credit limit only. No,
But
because
yes,
such a scenario
yeah, but yes, there it is
like
possible
legacy
to tell,
systems we used to maintain. Mm.
yeah, sorry. But it is possible in SAP to tell the system that for a particular product, you don't want to consider the credit limit. You don't want to perform the credit check.
Okay. Okay.
This
So
used to
there can be
Currently
some.
now in ECC,
hello. This used to
what they have
happen
done
in.
is like yes,
Sorry,
please
go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead, please.
Now Vikram, a roundabout way, what I heard from like how they have configured in our thing is just they have a block delivery block, and based on the product, the end user will just clear that thing. that block and it goes. Even the credit limit is there.
Right. So
You
they
understood
have
like
not
what I'm trying to say?
Yes, Nagesh. So
Like,
what I
uh,
understood in your case, if the credit is not available, they are not doing the warning, they are not doing the error, they are blocking the delivery.
yes.
Right.
And
So that is configured.
based on the product what he is buying, and if it is in under my limit, that I will be clearing the block so that it
And
goes
that is fine.
inside. Like,
That is authorization, Nagesh.
yes, yes, sir. Okay, so that
So,
means like here they have
uh,
configured in such a way that it will be just blocking, is it?
exactly. Here it will be
Okay,
just blocking.
okay. Because I'm not sure like how they have done, but this is what the practice the users are doing. So I thought like how it is. Okay, thanks. I understood
So
now.
first of all, it has to be blocked, and then once it is blocked, based on maybe in your case, based on they have made some adjustments that who is going to authorize. Authorization control is a completely different thing where it requires a workflow, it requires the
Yes.
uh, authorizations to be given. So that is completely different thing. But first thing is it needs to be blocked, and then who can
Right.
unblock that can be people from the authorizations.
Okay. So while unblocking, it will not check the credit limit again, isn't it? So once the
No,
unblock is
no,
done, that credit limit case will go off.
no. What happens is let's assume
Okay.
you are my customer.
Yeah.
You already bought the material worth 9,500 and your
Right.
credit limit is 10,000.
Right.
So now you are giving me the order of 1,000. This one, you are giving me the order
Yes.
of 1,000.
Yes.
Now you are my good customer. Okay,
Right.
so I will not give the error. I will not ask the system to give the error that don't accept the order at all.
Mm.
I want to accept your order. Okay, and I want
Yeah.
this order to be reviewed by the management.
Right.
Okay, and once it is reviewed, then only your delivery department, our delivery department will be deliver the material to you.
Right.
So now once this order will go to the review, this reviewer has
Mm.
to decide whether he want to take this risk or not.
Right.
So what this reviewer can do, first option is okay, it is not a major amount, it is just 500, right? So he
Yes.
can tell no problem, go ahead with the delivery, he will unblock the order.
Okay.
But
When
let's
he
assume,
unblocks, no, my point is, I understood until this. I understood. What I meant is, when he unblocks, it will smoothly go until the billing, and it will not be checking any credit limits beyond that point, right?
definitely it will not check because you are allowing the customer to go beyond what is his credit limit.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That
This
is
is
the
what I
reason we are
wanted to
approved.
understand. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So another thing can be when the approver is reviewing it, he finds out that the amount is huge and we cannot go with this order. So in that case, what he can do is he can give the call to the customer, telling
Mm.
him that we received your order, but the problem is we cannot be able to deliver this material because you already utilize your credit limit. So the option is you pay for the previous amount. So you pay the previous invoice, then we will be unblocking this delivery for you.
Okay. Okay. I understood. Yes, I
Right?
understood. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
As soon as he pays for the previous amount, system will automatically release the credit limit and you will be able to proceed with this order.
Right. Understood. Understood.
Okay. Yeah, Akshay, you were asking something?
No, I was giving an example of how we used to face this problem when the customer is paying for some other product and his earlier intent was like for some other product. So we were using those credit in oil. I used to work in oil and gas industry where there is credit system is there, but they have to do prepaid to do the transaction. Prepaid systems is there. So once customer places the order, they have to also submit the equivalent amount to purchase that. Then only we will able to create the delivery for those. So what used to happen if the customer's priority customer is using 2 3 products and customer prioritize for product A and his previous indents were like for product C. So he used to first deliver the product C, then he used to get very furious. I just want product A first. Why did you go for product C? So this kind of used to happen because it's not product based credit limit. It's customer
Right.
based, uh, like based on company codes. Correct. That's right.
Right. Right. So normally it is not product based, but at the same time saying that, as I told you, it is possible. We can tell the system that not to carry out the credit check for a particular kind of product that can be handled at the item category level.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, so now let's start the configuration. This is the
One
way in
question,
which we need.
one question here. So when
Yes.
we overlook, if the customer's credit limit is passed and we still want to deliver him the material, whatever he has asked, so we use the VKM3, VKM5 transactions. Then what this actually does means how this happens in the system.
It will happen. It will just allow the customer to go ahead and you can see this example. Now, the limit is how much for this customer? The limit is only 10 lakh. Okay,
Okay.
but we already allowed him to buy the material 10 lakh 20,000, 29,000. So you can see it is already over consumption. So no problem. As long as you are approving it, it will not stop you. It is a see, system is just the mechanism which is telling you that the credit you have provided it is exceeding. But if you still want to go ahead, then no problem. System will allow you to go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So in FD32, it was showing in minus figures.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was showing over consumed.
Yes, correct. Correct. Got it.
So in this case, what is happening? My overall credit limit is this much, but I already got the credit exposure. Credit exposure means how much I utilized. So I already utilized this, which is in the percentage terms. I already utilized 2% or 3% extra than what was originally given to me. Right? Okay. Now let's go to the configuration. So as I told you, most of the other configurations would be done within FSCM. Let me go to the FSCM folder. So within financial supply chain management, you will go to credit management, and within credit management, you will go to credit risk monitoring. In this one, you will open the master data. You will click on the create credit segments. Okay, so this is one of the important thing. I think we already created this one for our company, which is RECH. No, we are not saved. So let me create it once again. So RECH, name whatever you want to provide. So I'm just providing credit segment for RECH, currency, and exchange rate. Why we are providing this exchange rate is because it is not necessary that all the orders that we will be getting from the customer will be in INR. So for example, there is a customer, we have provided him the limit of 10,000 INR. Just give me a minute. Let me open the door. Yeah, sorry. So let's assume you have given the credit limit to the customer of 10,000 INR, but this is a foreign customer. Okay, and he is giving you all the orders in USD. Now, in this particular case, if a customer has given you the order in USD, how will you determine the rate? How will you convert the USD value to INR so that the credit should be performed? So in SAP, there is a table. There is a table where you need to maintain the exchange rate according to the different exchange rate types. This is normally done by your finance counterpart. So there is, just remember this transaction, OB08. This is a place where you maintain different exchange rates. So you tell the system that on a particular date, what is the value, what is the rate for USD to INR or USD to Euro or INR to Euro. There are various different combinations here. So for example, if I want to see what is the rate for exchange rate type M, normally we use exchange rate type M. There are different exchange rate types here, but standard is exchange rate type M. And I want to see the value from USD to INR. Okay, I'm keeping this field blank so that I can see what are the different dates, and on those dates, what are the different rates. So continue. You can see starting from 30th of September, which is the latest one, the rate is 70. 1 USD equal to 70 INR. If you want to change, this will be changing on day-to-day basis. Every day the rates change, right? So what you can see, I have to create a new entry and I have to tell the system that what is the rate applicable on a particular date. So what system will do, as soon as you receive the sales order for, let's say, 100 USD, system will come to this table, 100 multiplied by 70, so 7,000 INR will become my sales order value, which would be compared whether that much credit is available or not. Right? And that is the reason we are entering this exchange rate type here. So once this is done, you can click on save. So our credit segment is also now created. You need to create credit segment for 2 times. Okay, there is a technical reason for that. I'll tell you where exactly you will be needing to create it, but just remember we created a credit segment. Now all these things, rating procedure, credit groups, formulas, rules, except risk classes. Risk classes are required, but these things, as I told you, this belongs to the advanced features. I have these slides for this. Okay, and even as I told you, I have a YouTube video which is already published. Okay, I'll send you the link of that YouTube video if you are interested in knowing how these formulas and all work. But otherwise, it is not normally done in SAP SD. Even from the certification point of view also, even from the interviews point of view, nobody is going to ask you how the formulas are done, because normally those are done by the FSCM consultants. Okay, so risk class is important. Now, what do you mean by risk class? So I told you there are 3 ways in which we can configure the system. One is warning. If the credit is exceeded, system will give you the warning message. Second is system will give you the error message. And third will be the system will give the delivery block. So first is warning. Second is error. Why do you think system has provided this many options? Why not only error or only warning or only delivery block? Why there are 3 different types?
Sir,
Any
if
warnings can be overridden. Errors cannot override. Delivery blocks authorization based can be cleared, as you mentioned there, like authorized person can take a decision on it.
Right. So as you said, if it is error, it cannot be override, which means system will not allow the user to create the sales order at all. If the limit is exceeded, no, clear no, we don't want to take your order because your credit is not available. Okay.
Yes,
Warning
yes.
means we are just informing that, oh, there is a exceed in the credit limit, but still, if you want to continue, you can continue. And third one is delivery block. So although yes, there is a exceeded in the, so I'm accepting your order, but I'm blocking your delivery, which will be reviewed by our managers. So what is it like? Are we going to use all of 3, or normally you are going to use only one? So each and every company, most of the companies, I'll not say each and every company, most of the companies, they will be using all 3. What do you think? For error, which type of customers will be resulted in error? So let's say you have 3 friends. Just take a simple example. You have 3 friends. Okay, and they are asking you some credit. They are just they want to buy something, but they are saying that once our salary is done, we will be paying you this much amount. So whom will you give warning? Whom will you say clear no? And whom will you say that okay, I will give, but this is a condition?
Well,
Sir, if
credit rating.
any background that particular company having bad background for the amount purpose, so we are not giving credit to him, so it's error for them.
Right. Even Nagesh also said the correct thing. He also said the rating, right? Score.
Yes, yes.
What is the purpose of score and what is the purpose of rating? Ultimately, what are you worried about? There is a risk. right? If I come to you, if one of the friends come to you and he's asking you, can you give me this much credit? What you will think in your mind, will I get this money back or there is a risk? If there is a smaller risk, or maybe if there is no risk, you can say, you will say, okay, no problem, take this money, but pay me on this date. If a friend you don't trust and you feel that if I give this money to this person, he is never going to pay me back, or maybe he will be taking years to pay this amount back to me, right? I need to do multiple reminders. I need to threaten him. Only then he'll be able to pay me this amount, right? So that is the reason what we need to also do is we need to categorize each and every customer. We need to tell the system which customer is at what risk. So some of the good customers who are already paying on time, they are my trusted customers and they are my main customers because of which my total business is dependent on. So I cannot tell them, no, 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 I'll not give you the material if you don't, if your credit is exceeded. I have to maintain the relationships, right? So I cannot clearly say them, no, I will not be able to take your order because your credit is not available. To whom I can say this? Those customers who already have done some, like the market condition is not good and their rating is not good, or maybe they already done some previous transactions where they required a lot of effort to collect the amount. For those customers, I can very well clearly tell them that no, please pay the money first and then I'll give you the material. Okay, so that is the reason in order to categorize these customers, we need to create the risk classes. Okay, normally SAP pre-delivers A, B, C, D, and E. This someone, I think M and Z, C are created by someone who is practicing. Don't worry about the score because we are not talking about the scores at all. Scores is the advanced functionality, but just concentrate on class and name. So A is, again, someone has changed the name also. This is no risk or very low risk. B is low risk, C is medium risk, D is high, and E is very high. So these are those customers, okay? For example, this E are those customers where I want the system to throw error. If customer with category E, where I can assign this E category to the customer in the customer master. So if I go to my credit management configuration, sorry, in the master data, in general data, there is a credit profile of the customer. This is where I can tell the system that this customer is at no risk A category. If it is at high E category or very high category, then I can tell the system that this type of customers with risk class E, I want to trigger an error message. Okay, first of all, you want to categorize. You will tell the system what happened. Okay, it was not our system. Yeah. So you can tell the system that which customer belongs to which risk class, and accordingly, I will show you this configuration where we can tell the system to give the warning or to give the error or to give the delivery block. So for example, there is a, what is happening? Just give me a minute. In OVA8, for example, if I go for company code or credit control area FSCM, you can see here for different risk classes, I have defined different treatment. So I'm telling the system for those customers where risk class is E, which means those customers which are at very high risk, what I want to do at the time of credit check, D. D means like B, which means error. Give the error message. Okay, what about for those customers where the risk category is C, which is medium risk? Sorry, I want a warning message C. I want to do the just the warning message, but for something is going wrong in the system. Okay, and for other customers, you can see for A, for C, for D, for E, I have not defined anything for B. If you are not defining anything for a particular risk class, then system will not perform the credit check at all, and it will allow the order to be accepted without any check. Okay, so for each and every risk class, you have to tell the system to perform the credit check and what should be the behavior, whether a warning or an error or the credit block. So before you come to this configuration, definitely you need to tell the system which customer is at how much risk, which customer is having the risk of a particular category. So if a customer is having the risk of more risk, very high risk, then definitely we will be assigning E in the customer master data. If a customer is at the low risk, we can define A in the customer master data. And in the configuration, we can tell the system that what should be the treatment for those customers who are at A category, what should be the risk for the customers who are at E category. Okay, we need to configure all these things in the system. So let me take you there. I hope we will not get this error again. So SPRO, IMG, financial supply chain management, credit management. In credit risk monitoring, we already created in the master data, we already created the credit segment, and we were talking about risk class. So this risk class, we don't need to create again because this is already pre-delivered by SAP. So this A, B, C, D, and E, these are already pre-delivered by SAP. We only need to use them in our credit control area. I will show you. We need to create them once again, but for our credit control area. But for the standard system, for the client level, system has already provided us this risk classes, which we can directly use. Okay, let me come out of this. Other things you don't need to worry here. Let me close master data. Even this not required as of now. If required, we will come back. Second thing is we will go to integration with AR and SD. Okay, so we are talking about sales and distribution. We need to go to this folder, integration with SD. If you go to integration with SD, here all the configurations related to credit management will be performed, which are related to the SD module, which were earlier available in the SD module. Now they are moved to this particular folder. Okay, so I am within SAP SD, integration with sales and distribution. First thing is just to verify whether your SAP credit management is active or not active at the client level. So if you don't want to use, let's assume your customer don't want to use credit management functionality, then you have to go to this configuration and you have to deactivate SAP credit management. Okay, by default, system activates credit management, but if you don't want to use, then only you need to go to this indicator, and you can see as of now it is blank. Blank means it is activated. If you want to deactivate it, you will tick on this indicator and you will save. Then system will not perform any credit check. Even if the sales order is beyond the credit limit, system will not give you any error. Right? So you need to verify that this is active. This is not ticked. If this is ticked, then your credit management checks will not work. Okay. And as I told you, credit segment we need to create at two different places. One for the client level and second for your SD level. From the SD point of view, this is where you need to create the credit segment. Same thing. Just click on new entry, provide your credit segment RECH, and you just provide this is credit segment for RECH. Okay, if you are getting this warning, just press enter. No need to worry if the message is in yellow. If it is yellow, just press enter and that message will go away. Just save it. Okay, so credit segment has been created. Now you can see assign the credit control area and credit segment. So what we are doing is we have created a credit segment. We have created the credit control area. Now we need to assign this. We need to tell the system that credit segment 1 will be assigned to credit control area 1. And then we need to assign credit control area to company code. Company code to sales org is already done. Right? So this assignments will be done here. So assign the credit control area and credit segment. Which is our credit control area? We have created the same code. So RECH will be assigned to credit segment RECH. Okay, that's it. This information will come automatically. Currency will come automatically from credit control area. Update will also come automatically from credit control area. You just need to provide the credit segment. Okay. Second is assign the sales area to credit control area. We need to assign our sales area to credit control area. This can be ignored although, because if you already assigned your sales organization to your company code, then it will take by default. But when this will become mandatory is when, this is important, normally we say that each and every company code will be assigned to a credit segment. But what if my different sales areas, okay, just listen to this. What if within one company code, I have multiple sales areas, and for multiple sales areas, I want a different credit segment. Are you getting it? If I assign the company code to credit segment or credit control area, what will happen? All the sales areas automatically will be, which are belonging to this company code, will be assigned to this credit segment. But if I want for my different sales areas, different credit control area and different credit segment, then only I need to come here and I need to tell the system that for my sales area, I want to use this credit control area, which means you can assign the credit control area to company code, or you can directly assign the credit control area to the different sales organizations also. It is not necessary that every time it has to go via company code. If there are 10 different organizations which are belonging to this company code, so in order to avoid the assignment of 10 sales areas to this credit control area, I can directly assign the company code. But if this 10 sales areas, you want to assign it to different credit control areas, then you have to go through this configuration. Yes, Manoj.
But both are not necessary, right? Both sales area as well as this one. Like, depends upon how I.
Either
Yeah.
if you are fine with all the sales areas in a company code attached to same credit control area, then no need to do this. If you want a separate credit control area for different sales areas, then you need to define this.
Okay. So normally, like if a customer is connected to one sales area, say for example, is in Mumbai and the Mumbai branch is handling him, he cannot connect to, he cannot have an order through Bangalore or Pune branch, right? So such things like in such cases, they can have like at the sales area level. If a customer can order the items from any of the sales organization, sales what do you call organization, then like at company code level, if we have credit segment, I mean credit control is better, isn't it?
Right. I can give you the example, which is very common, which is happening in the industry. So let's assume I have only one plant. Okay, just example, I have only one plant, but I have different, okay, even let's assume my sales organization is also one single sales organization, but I have different divisions, and these divisions are my different products. Okay, and for each and every product, I have a separate team responsible within the same sales organization. Let's assume you are a computer company. Okay, you have a single sales organization, but your division is laptops, computers, peripherals, and it is a completely independent unit. The people who are responsible for these units are completely independent, and they have nothing to do with the other customers. So whatever credit limit they are giving to the same customer, desktop division will give the separate credit limit. Your laptop division to the same customer will give the separate credit limit. So in that case, you have to assign that many number of credit control areas to your divisions.
Okay.
Right? Your example was also valid. If you have multiple plants and you want to keep it individual, right? So each and every plant is giving some limit to the same customer independent of the other plant.
Right.
Then you will go with this option. But if all the sales organizations, all the divisions together, they want to control the credit, then they will assign to the company code. No need to assign sales area one.
Okay. It's all like company policy, how they want to deal with it. Okay, understood.
Exactly.
The possibilities are there. These are the available possibilities in SAP, right? Yeah, understood. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll go to position, and our sales organization is RECH. Okay, and I want to tell the system that for both of this, see here I have two divisions, R1, R2. If I want, I can tell the system that this will use one credit control area, this will use another credit control area. So I have to provide the same customer in the same sales organization for two different divisions. I have to provide two separate limits. And whenever customer will give me the order, if the order is coming at R1, there will be the separate limit. If the customer is giving order for R2, there will be the separate limit. Okay, so in our case currently it is RECH. I want to maintain same. Most of the times it is same, but there are few customers who are completely independent, so they assign it to the different credit control areas. Okay, so let me save it. Let's come out. This is not required. Even this can be ignored. These two are not required. Now this is important. Determine the active receivables per item category. As I told you, at the material level, whenever you are going to create a sales order, let me show you. When you create the sales order, we discussed that there are two important things from the sales order header point of view. Sales order is a important thing. Okay, so if I show you one sales order, so each and every sales order will have a sales order type. You can see sales order type OR, and each and every line item will have the item category, okay, which can control a lot of functionalities at the item level. Where is that? Yeah, this one. You can see item category 10, right? So if you want a particular line to be ignored, if you want that, okay, the line with item category, this one should not go for the credit check or should go for the credit check, that you need to determine from here. This is where you tell the system for which item categories credit check is active and for which item categories credit check is not active. So if I go with the standard item category, which is TAN, you can see credit check is active. Okay, so for item, whether you want to provide, whether you want to have the credit check or not, that you determine from this configuration. If you are entering the material, if you want to create a sales order, for example, you are creating this is a normal order, right, where it is a material. But let's assume you are selling the service, or maybe you are selling the free goods. So based on different transactions, your item category will change. And whether you want to consider that item category for credit check or not, that you can determine from here. You can see there are many item categories for which the credit check is not active. So whenever you will be using this item category, for example, then system will not go through the credit check because this is not ticked from here. If you want this to be included, you have to come here and you have to tick this. Okay, this is for the item level. Same way, there is same configuration, assign sales document and delivery document. This is at the sales order level. So for document type OR, for example, whether the credit check is active or not, you can see someone has deactivated. That is the reason yesterday when we were trying to create a sales order, we were expecting that the system will give the warning or the error or it will block the delivery. But system has not given any warning, any error. System just continued and it has not performed the credit check at all. Why? Because we were trying to create the sales order with order type OR. And for order type OR, credit check is not at all active. Okay, so if you want to activate the credit check, then you have to select D. Okay, no credit check, blank. If you want the credit check to happen, D. A, B, and C, these are related to old SD functionalities which are no more supported. Okay, so you'll not be able to use A, B, and C. If you want to use credit management in S4HANA, only D is supported. Just remember that. Even this question is asked in the exam also. Which type of credit checks are not supported in SAP S4HANA? Whether A, B, and C are supported, or which is the only supported credit check? So answer is B. Let me double click on this. And it is asking you the credit group. So yesterday, if you remember, uh, not Tushar, Akshay was saying that maybe the credit check will be taken place at the time of delivery. How the system will know that the credit check should be performed at the time of sales order creation, or at the time of delivery, or at the time of goods issue? This is where you need to tell the system. By default, SAP provides you three options. You can perform this 1, 2, 3 are standard. Don't worry about this K1, M1, Z1. These are all created by someone who is practicing in the system. Right? So this 1 is for sales order, 2 is for delivery, and 3 is for goods issue. So if you want the system to perform the credit check at the time of sales order creation, we will be using 0, 1. Okay. Normally, the credit check is performed at the time of sales order creation. Okay. So now we
Hello.
told the system. Yes, Akshay.
Can we do the credit check all the three levels?
All the three levels, if you want to do, then you can see there is a second activity here. Set the credit limit checks for the delivery types.
Okay, because if it passed for first, then the credit limit got exhausted. Then again, at the delivery PGI type, PGI at the moment of PGI, it should again check for the uh, credit check.
Yes.
So
Yes, it is possible. I'll show you.
okay.
Okay, so normally we go with this one, credit limit check at the time of sales document types. So once this is done, now you can see for item also my credit check is active. For my order also the credit check is active. So before I go further, let's try to replicate the scenario that we were doing yesterday. And yesterday the system was not able to trigger the credit check. Let's see after these changes that we have done, is it now allowing us to perform the credit check, or still it is ignoring the credit check? So the one that I used yesterday, is it same? Let me try, copy. Okay, you can see now credit check is performed. System is clearly checking whether the credit limit is available or not. It is clearly showing you that the credit limit for credit segment FSCM is 10 lakh. And although you have exceeded by 29,000, this is exactly what we were expecting yesterday. Yesterday we were not getting this error. Right now, the credit check is being performed. Yesterday, because at the document type OR, credit check was not active, system was not able to perform this check. Okay, so you can see currently this is just a warning message, because we have seen this customer is assigned to risk category A, and for risk category A in our OV8 setting, we have told the system that risk category A is only the warning message. This is just a warning. If you press enter, system will not stop you. System is still allowing you to continue with the sales order without any problem. Okay, let me show you. So if I try to save this order, okay, you can see again it is giving the message, but it is still the warning message, and the sales order is created. System has not stopped you. Sales order is created. But what if I go to my customer and if I tell the system that this customer is now at high category risk, very high category risk. Maybe he has done the fraud with some other vendor. Okay, so you can come here and you can change in UKM 000. Okay, you have to go to role UKM 000 to maintain the credit profile. So in credit profile, you will tell the system that this customer is at very high risk E, and E we already set up the error message. What will happen now? If I try to create another sales order for this customer, okay, again I'll go to VA01, create with reference. I will use the same sales order for the reference, copy, and you can see it is giving the same message, but in the bracket it is saying unable to save. It will not allow you to go ahead only, it will just throw the error message. Okay, even if you click on this, try to save the order. If you provide this information, see, it is a red message, credit check failed. System is not taking the order at all.
Even our previous order will not realize, right?
Sorry?
Even our previous order will not realize. Though we created the order, it has not created delivery. As in between, we changed the that categorization to E, high risk. So my delivery will also not happen. Is that correct?
No, that depends, Nagesh. That depends whether at the time of delivery the system will be performing the check or not.
Okay, because now like high risk we gave E, hopefully it is checking all the three. So in that case, even if I have created order and after creating the order, if I change the risk category, so it may hang, right? It will not proceed further.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We will see that what is happening to that, but is this clear?
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, this one I understood.
Yeah, so I'll come to the delivery part, but let's talk about the sales order level at this moment. So it is very clear that system is throwing error if the risk category is E, and we have told the system that for risk category E, we want to give the error message. Okay, so same setting, currently I'm showing you the demo in some another company code. Same settings we want to maintain for our company code also, and we will try one scenario in our company code. So assign the sales document and delivery document is done. We have done this also, determine the active receivables. This is credit groups. So as I told you, you don't need to worry about this. By default, system provides 1, 2, and 3. So what are these credit groups? They are telling you the action should be at what point? At the time of sales order, or at the time of delivery, or at the time of goods issue. Okay, you can create your own also. You can see if you create your new, you can create your own, but normally it is not required. We normally use this 3 only. Okay, and last 2 configurations, which are risk categories. So we already created the risk classes, but I told you that we need to create the risk category for our controlling area, credit controlling area. Okay, so same A, B, and A, B, C, D, E, we need to create for our own credit control area. So what I'll do is I'll click on new entry, risk category A. It should be same as risk class. Risk category A for RECH, risk category B for RECH, risk category C, D, and E. We are creating this all for RECH. Okay, and you can give the name whatever you want. So what is A? A means no risk. B means low risk. C is medium. D is high. And E is very high risk. Okay, just save it. And now for each and every type of risk, you have to click on this define automatic credit control. This is nothing but OVA8, the transaction that I shown you. So new, I want to set up the rule for credit control area RECH for those customers who are at high risk, for risk category E at the time of sales order creation, credit group 01. Okay, I want the system to perform the credit check, so I need to tick on this indicator. And what should be the reaction? I want error message. So A, B, C, and D, sorry, A and C and B and D are same. There is no change. So either you select B or you select D, it is one and the same thing. If you select A or if you select C, this is also the same thing. Okay, no message means even it will not give you the warning message also, it will just allow as it is, which you normally don't do. Okay, so I want the error message because this is at high risk customer. Okay, so SAP credit management check active and I want to give the error message. This is for my risk category E. Now I want to create another risk category, the rule for another risk category, which is again RECH. Okay, risk category, let's say C, which means medium risk. Okay, for credit group 01. Okay, again at the time of sales order, I'm telling the system SAP credit management active. What should be the reaction? The reaction should be my delivery should be blocked. Okay, so system will take the order, but it will go for the review. There is approval required to perform the delivery. This is my second rule. Okay, if you want to give some name, you can give it, otherwise it is fine. Normally we give the proper name. So this is for medium risk and this is for high risk, so that you can easily identify. Okay, and last one that I want to create is again credit control area RECH. Okay, risk category I want to set up for A at the time of creation of sales order. Okay, SAP credit management active, and this one maybe I'm okay with just a warning. Okay, no block, no error, just a warning message. Let's try to save it. So these are the three simple rules that we maintained. Now based on these rules, what we need to do is we need to go to our customer. We already created some customers. Let me go to transaction BP and let's see which customer is created in our company code, in our sales org. So let me go with the sales organization. Okay, our sales organization is RECH. Why it is okay? Distribution channel I need to remove. Okay, so these are some customers. Let me take this one, enter. And as of now, there is no UKM 000 maintained. If I go to the display mode, I'll be able to see which are the roles maintained. So we are still not maintained anything for UKM 000. We have not maintained anything for this customer related to credit management. If nothing is maintained, system will not perform any check. It will allow all the orders from this customer. But if you want to perform the credit check, we have to go to this customer. We have to add this credit management role. Okay, in the credit profile, we have to assign this credit profile to the customer. Okay, so we maintained A, C, and E. So first I'm going with E. I'm telling the system that this is at very high risk customer. Okay, these other fields are not relevant to us. These are relevant to the advanced features. You can go to credit segment data. In the credit segment data, you have to maintain the limit at different credit segments. We created the credit segment, which is RECH, this one, and we are telling the system that there is a limit for this credit segment. And how much is that limit? Let's assume 10,000. This is the limit for this customer. And you can also enter this limit will be reviewed on what date. So every quarterly or every yearly, you normally review whether this much is okay or we want to give more limit to this customer. So let's say this will be reviewed at 31st/12/2020. Okay, that's it. Save it. Now system knows that this customer has a credit limit of 10,000. Okay, if you are getting this warning, there is some issue in the server, you just save it once again and it will be saved. Okay, so just remember, otherwise everyone will come to me that we are getting error. If you are getting that error, just click on save once again. Okay, so now customer knows, system knows what is the credit limit of this customer, which means now if I try to go to my sales order, before that there is one more important setting that we need to verify, otherwise system will not perform the credit check, and that is related to pricing procedure. In pricing procedure, there is one important setting related to credit management. So if I go to my pricing procedure, I want to verify which pricing procedure is assigned to my sales org. So basic functions, pricing, okay, and here if I go to my pricing control, okay, define and assign the pricing procedure and set the pricing procedure determination for my sales org RECH. See, we have created our own pricing procedure in our last session. So in this pricing procedure, ZVAA03, ZVAA03, what we need to do is select this, double click on this, and for the total value, this total value, ensure that this A is there. Okay, so credit check will be performed at what value? After tax or before tax? That is, you are telling the system. Okay, so the total value of this order is how much? It is total price plus any discount plus freight plus output tax. Together all, this is my total order value. And if that order value is more than the credit limit, then I want the system to give the error message. So this A means you are telling the system that this amount, A means what? A means credit price. So which price should be calculated? Which price should be compared with the credit limit? I want the system to compare this total price, right? Just save it, or even no need to save because we have not done any changes. It is already available. So just come out and try to create a sales order. Now, if all the other settings are fine, we will be able to generate, we will be able to trigger the credit check for our customer. So our sales organization is RECH, distribution channel is which one we created? 01.
R1.
Sorry, it is 2, 3, and 4. So let me go with 2. Division we created R1. Okay, enter. Our customer was this one. Let me enter some reference, some date, payment terms, Incoterms. Let me enter some here, and material. So trading goods, 10 quantity. Okay, and our order value should be more than 10,000 to generate the message. Sorry. So let's double click on this. Go to the conditions. Our order value is 80,000. Okay, this should be fine. Let's click on the status to see what is the credit status. Normally, there are different statuses which are shown. So it is showing you what is the overall status, what is the delivery status. This material is still not delivered. If there is any incompletion, everything system is verifying. If you also go to the availability check to verify whether the material is available or not, what it is showing, please enter the plant. Yes. So let me enter the plant here. RC01, enter, and you can see system has performed the credit check. System is not allowing you to accept the order from this customer. It is saying unable to save. Error message. We will not be able to get the order from this customer because this customer is at the high risk and we cannot take this risk. Okay, what if I go to this customer master data and change it to warning? Change it to, if I tell the system that this customer is at no risk, then system will go ahead, it will just give you the small warning message and you will be able to continue with that order. System is too slow today. I don't know, from yesterday onwards. Yesterday also it was a little bit slow. So BP, this is our customer. Let me double click and go to credit profile, and let me change this to A. Okay, let me again go to VA01, or maybe if it is already open, let's go to the same transaction. So again, I'll go back VA01. Okay, I will press enter. I'll enter the same value, no change. Only thing is now this customer is at low risk, no risk. Okay, this material, this much quantity, and a plant. So plant is this one. Enter. As of now, no error, no warning, nothing. Let's try to save it. There should have been warning, but let's see why it is not coming. So let me try to do the availability check. Okay, system is able to confirm the quantity and try to save it. So there should have been the warning message. Why there was no warning? What is the order value? 80,000. Right, so there should have been the warning at least. We have set up for A, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
In O, we have set up the control for RECH for A. Oh, credit group 02. We are done at the time of delivery. I think this mistake I've done. That is the reason at the time of sales order there was no check. Let me copy this and do it for 01. Now you understand, right? How these things are very important, small things. So let's go to the sales order again. Let's try to create another sales order. Okay, and this time I will create with reference rather than creating again and again. And I will take the last order that we created. So I think the last order number is this one, 1010, yes. Okay, copy it. Okay, perform the availability check. No, it is still not taking. Just give me a minute. Something's still wrong. I need to come out of the screen. This is saved, right? Let's come out. Completely come out of this and try to do VA01 once again. Create with reference. Copy. It is still not taking. Normally when you copy here itself, you'll get a message. Let me try to save. Yes, now it is coming. Okay, so this is a warning message. You can see there is no bracket, unable to save. So this is a warning message because we changed. We told the system that this is a good customer, so we don't want to stop and we want to continue with this order. Okay, and the last one is if I go with C. Okay, so I should accept the order, but the delivery should be blocked. Okay, and we need to release the delivery. So which means if I go to transaction VA01 once again, if I do create with reference order, and if I copy this order, okay, so if I try to save it, the order has been saved. But if I try to do the delivery of this order, so if I go to VL01N for order number 870 from shipping point RECH, what is our shipping point? Is it RC01? You can see order blocked for delivery as a result of credit check. Okay, and if you want to release this order, you can use transaction VKM3, or sorry, VKM2 or 3 is available.
VKM 5.
VKM 1. No, there are actually, compared to ECC, there are a lot of transactions which are removed. So VKM in M1 is only available.
Okay, okay. For delivery level, it was VKM 3 in, and so that's okay.
Okay. Try
Change.
to execute. You can see this is the order 870, and if you want to release, you have to click on this indicator and click on the release button. Okay, and obviously, as Nagesh said, that it is not like each and everyone can go and release it. Only those people who are authorized to come to the screen based on various different parameters. You can say if this is a customer or if this is a material, then only those persons are allowed to come here and release this. Okay, that has to be taken care by the authorization team. So you can come here, you can release it. You can see it is turned to green, save it. And now if you try to go to VL01N, okay, press enter. You can see it is another error, which is nothing to do with the normal work that we are doing, the normal credit check that we are doing. Right, this is a normal error. So we are taking today's date. That is the reason it is not allowing, because today is Saturday. According to factory calendar, it would be delivered on 12. If I press enter, you can see system is allowing me to do the delivery also. Okay, and if you go to the BP master data, if you just go to BP and see how much is the total limit, out of which how much is already utilized, you will be able to see it very clearly. Okay, I think it is opened already. Maintain business partner. Sorry, this is the one that I opened. Okay, so our customer is this one. If I go to credit segment data, you can see for RECH what was the limit. The limit is still not available because it is still under approval. So limit is 10,000, out of which customer has already utilized 261600. Okay, how? If you click on this, it will tell you which are the sales orders which are created. You can see there are multiple sales orders which are created. Which are those sales orders? Just double click on this. There are 3 sales orders. Total value 87,200 including tax. Which are those sales orders? Go to this side, you will be able to see the order number also. If it is not appearing, you can click on this and you can bring the sales order number also here. I think it would be key. Yeah, 869, 870, 871. These are the 3 orders which are created, and total commitment, total exposure is 2,61,600. Although the credit limit was only 10,000, and that is the reason how many percentage it is showing. It is showing 2616% has been utilized. Okay, if you want to see the reports, various different reports which are available in FSCM credit management, you will go to accounting, sorry, logistics. No, sorry, it is accounting itself because it is FSCM. So accounting, FSCM, credit management, list display. These are the different reports which are available. So if you want to if you want to know what was the total limit, how much is utilized, you can double click on this. Enter your business partner number. This is not a customer number, and that is the reason in our business partner session we discussed that it is recommended to have the same business partner number as customer, so that you can avoid these situations where you remember the customer number but you don't remember the business partner. Okay, so if I am not entering the business partner, it will give me the list of all the business partners. So for all the customers, as of now, there is only one customer. You can see how much is the limit, how much is the utilization. It is clearly showing whether this is blocked, what is the risk class of this customer. So this report will help you to understand what is the current status of this customer. Why it is showing 0? I think it is still not saved. That is the reason. We need to save it. So if I go to transaction BP, start, 10,000 is saved. Accept it and save it. So now it is 10,000. Now you will be able to see that this amount will change. Let me show you. It is already changed, right? So earlier it was 71,000. Now it became, or not. Let me try to refresh this. Right, it is changed. So credit exposure is this much, which is this much percentage more than what was the credit limit. So if you go to this report again and try to refresh this report, it will show you the credit limit also. You can see the credit limit is 10,000 and credit exposure is 261,600. Okay. How much limit is exceeded? 251,600. Any questions? Now let's go to the order.
For delivery
Yeah, sorry,
clearing,
Nagesh.
delivery clearing, we used VKM5 or which T code we used?
For delivery, VL01N.
VL01, when we got the error in VL01N, to clear the error warning message or that error message over.
That was VKM1.
VKM1, okay.
VKM1, yes.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, and then let's talk about the order number V. I think it was 280, which was created, but no credit check was performed because the credit check will be performed at the time of delivery. So if I try to do the delivery for if I try to do the delivery for 280, sorry, not 280, 870. We created 3 orders, 69, 70, and 71. So for this order, if I try to do the delivery, let me enter the picking quantity, which is for storage location S001, and picked quantity, let me put it as 10. Okay, let's try to do the PGI. No, this is the other error, but let me try to save it first. Okay, as of now, it is not taking the check. It is not performing the check in the background. So maybe what we will do, we will start from here in our next session. I will show you how at the time of delivery, the credit check can be performed. Okay, what are the additional configurations required for that? And then we will continue with our other topics.
And we discussed earlier that all 3 checkpoints should be active. That one also.
All 3 checkpoints?
Means at the order level, delivery level, and PGI level. All
Yes,
three.
same thing, Akshay. I'm saying.
Okay,
Yes,
I thought
same thing we need to see. It is working at the sales order level, but delivery and PGI, we will configure and we will activate those also. Okay. So tomorrow we will be having a common MM.
Okay. Along with MM, is it?
Yeah, tomorrow with MM, this credit management part we will park for tomorrow. We will talk about credit management in our next class. Tomorrow we are going to have a common session with MM on MRP and availability control.
Okay. At what time?
Time, I think we will keep it at 10 a.m.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So any changes will be sending via mail, right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no changes. I think it is final because even I'm going to have the FI session at the normal regular time. Only thing is MM and SD I want to consolidate because availability check and MRP is relevant for both.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye. And please complete that project activity whenever you get time.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.